What's up, friends? Welcome back to 9 3/4. It's Carissa here, and I'm so happy that you are here, and I'm super excited for today's video. I'm just so excited. We have an incredible collaboration video dropping right now, and I'm so happy to have been invited to be a part of this collaboration. Thank you, 𝒕𝒐𝒔𝒔, for inviting me to be a part of this and to be working with these incredible readers. You guys will absolutely love them if you aren't already a fan of theirs, and they're absolutely incredible. I will drop all of their information in the description box below, as well as links to their videos that are a part of this collaboration. We are all channeling different love goddesses and featuring love readings. So please go ahead and check them out. And we're going to go ahead and introduce each of these readers that I absolutely love. You're going to love them. And if you're coming over from their channels, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for coming over and checking us out over here. We're all about the magic vibes, and I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, amongst other things. I'm just a nerd. So I hope you guys like it here. And if you do, I would love it if you subscribe and be a part of the fam here. I love having you guys and just making it a fam, you know? But yes, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce these other magical queens who are a part of this collaboration. We have the beautiful and talented Nicole from Divine Healing with Love, and she will be channeling the goddess Heather. Her link will be down in the box below, the description box. And then, of course, we have our queen Tay from Tarot with Tay. She will be channeling the goddess Ocean, and she will also have her links down below. She's also incredibly talented with her music. She's got a beautiful voice, you guys, so I will also drop her link. I think she has a music link as well down below. I will drop that down below because I love her voice. Absolutely incredible. And then, of course, the incredible 𝒕𝒐𝒔𝒔, who brought us all together from 𝒕𝒐𝒔𝒔, Mystic Intuitive Healer, and she will be channeling the goddess Aphrodite. Again, her links will be down below, and I will be bringing you messages from the goddess Freyja. So, our reading, you guys, will be featuring what is going on in your next / current significant relationship. So I'm super excited. But before we dive into, actually, let's break it down for you. Okay, so what I'm going to break down for you in today's reading is, like, we're going to do an energy check, of course. And then we're going to take a look at, like, what is the point of this relationship? Why are we in it? What are the blessings that you are going to be receiving in this relationship? And then I'm going to be pulling charms for you guys, taking a look at some signs and things like that. And then finishing off with advice and guidance. So I'm super excited to bring you that. But before we jump into this pick a pile portion, I sat in meditation to try and connect with the goddess Freyja, because I really wanted to bring her energy into the reading in an authentic way, because this is honestly my first time connecting with any type of deity in, like, this format, you know? And so I really wanted to be authentic and genuine and have this be brought to you in the best way and bring you messages that are really going to flow and be something that you could really take away from, you know what I mean? So if you notice our decor here, it's a little bit different today because I wanted to make sure we were honoring Freyja by bringing in some of the things that she really enjoys, like flowers. She really enjoys, like, pigs are very sacred animals to her as well. However, I did not have any pig type of things. But she also rides a chariot that is drawn by 2 cats. So I do have this really cute cat crystal, and I wanted to honor her by bringing that on our table today. She loves jewelry. I have this cute jewelry piece here that I thought was very her style, like this kind of Norse goddessy type style. And I love that there's a snake on here representing, like, death, because she actually picks who dies first before Odin, you know, before Odin picks who gets to go to Valhalla. The more you know. I mean, I've just learned that, honestly. And then I wanted to honor her with, I know this isn't typical, but, like, a lip balm that I used on a daily, but I really felt like when I was channeling her energy that she wanted everybody, regardless of gender and how you identify, to really tap into your sensuality and feeling really good in your body and like just confident and sexual and sensual, but not in like any type of like overly seductive way where it just feels provocative, you know, but more of like a confident and feeling like your body is your temple kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense. But let's get into the channeled message that I want to bring here to the entirety of the group. Okay, so don't mind my writing. Awaken the beast inside, the wild one that allows you to unleash your sexuality. Set time for yourself to pour back into your vessel, for it is divine. Love on your temple. Nurture it. Admire it. You are glorious, divine, and beautiful. Enjoy the sweet smells that surround you. Embrace your senses. Close your eyes and see with your nose, your skin, your ears, your mouth, and tongue. Let yourself embrace your beauty and sensuality. Love thyself. So I do want to take this moment to light this candle in honor of Goddess Freya. And thank her for her energy and her presence during our reading. So let's get into the pile selection. There are 3 piles to choose from. You can choose by the tarot deck or by the crystal or the timestamp, however you feel guided to. We have pile 1 with the Ethereal Visions Tarot or this red Jasper heart. Pile 2, you have the Lord of the Rings Tarot or this Mookaite heart. And pile 3, you have the Pastel Journey Tarot or this Goldstone heart. And as usual, you can pause the video here, take all the time you need to select your pile, and I will drop the timestamps down below and meet you at your reading. What's up, pile 1? If you chose the Ethereal Visions Tarot and or this beautiful red Jasper heart, welcome to your reading. This is so cute. Like the banding on this is absolutely stunning. Honestly, I only pick crystals that I love, so let's get real here. We're gonna save this tarot on the side for y'all later, but let's dive into your energy check. I have quite a few cards here. This is for later. And here's your energy check. I don't know why I'm hearing randomly, all of a sudden, I'm hearing Stupid in Love by Rihanna. So, I don't know if that's significant to you. I don't feel like it applies to this particular connection. Maybe it's something that you felt like applies to your love life in previous relationships. But I just keep hearing, I can't help it, baby. It's like maybe previously in certain relationships you felt like frustrated that you knew the person was horrible, but you just couldn't help but love the person, you know, like you felt like such an idiot because you are constantly fighting with the person. I don't know, but that song just, it keeps playing in my head, and it's so random because I have not listened to that song in such a long time. But only take that if it resonates, because it might literally be for one person. I did this in the style random. I did this in the style of person A and person B, so you can pick who you feel is you, and then obviously this other side, you may not even know who the person is just yet, you know, and then yeah, I'll leave it at that. And if you feel like you identify with both sides, that's totally fine. Sometimes you might be mirroring your person, things like that. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? We have person A is, oh crap, I think this is 47, the stone. Yeah, LX. This is earthworm with earth energy, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Fool, light attributes, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Shadow, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. Then we have Temperance, number 14, middle path, patience, finding meaning, moderation, and balance, coupled with a lot of patience. Extremity in any situation is to be avoided. Let's put this down here. This is the energy. And person B, we have 34, the river. And then another earth card, so snake. Interesting how you guys are very similar. So this might be a mirroring feeling, although we'll see. Exorcist, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. And shadow, fear of facing your own demons. Now look, even the colors are similar. And then we have the Fool. The subject of reading is a dreamer, a mystic. He has the desire to accomplish a great goal. He must be careful to make the right choice. So when it says he, it doesn't matter what you identify as. That's just what the card is saying. So the energy of your connection is 10, authenticity. The energy of authenticity supports our choice to be genuine and truthful in all aspects of our lives, with others as well as with ourselves. And then we have support. So I love this. Wow, I like this a lot, you guys. Okay, starting off with person A. This is somebody who is very very shy and reserved, you know, like with the earthworm energy, it just feels very like this is someone who's trying to gain their confidence, and they don't realize just how valuable they are. They feel kind of self-conscious, which is why they're kind of curled up here, like coiled up, and like they don't really realize just how solid they are, like the stone, you know. They're an anchor, a rock, and they have so much weight, and they hold so much wisdom in who they are, and they don't really realize that just yet. It's like it's almost like they don't know that they can transform into this incredible snake energy, like on this person B side, which is interesting, you know. It's almost like the less evolved version, which is interesting also because you have the Fool on this side and the Fool here. So it kind of, I'll get to it. I feel like my mind is going on both areas, so I need to focus here. But this person is also somebody who is so transformative at the same time, because the Fool is somebody who can change their, look at that, like see how he can take the mask off and like dramatic, right? Like happy, sad, like transforming. at the same time. And with the stone, that's what kind of this archetype talks about, how transformational the stone archetype is. This person can be. They can withstand the test of time, really. You know, stones, boulders, when you think about a stone, I'm talking about a big stone, like a boulder, not a tiny little rock, okay, not a pebble. This is like the energy that the stone has lived and seen through thousands and thousands of years, and because of that, this person is someone who's so reliable and stable and committed and, you know, grounded. However, when things get rough and tough, they can also be very cold and very like isolated and very, you know, just, I don't know, like, how do I say that? Stiff. Like, because the stone has such a hard rock exterior, this earthworm person has such a hard rock exterior, they don't necessarily have to reveal everything to everybody. You know, like, only certain people can break these exteriors down, break that armor down, and really see the inside of this person, really see the vulnerable side of this person, the authentic side of this person. And so it's really easy for this person to put a mask on and shield whatever true emotions that they are having by using humor, by using, you know, some sort of technique, you know, because they have this ability to go back and forth with this, like, you know, finding that balance within themselves to show just the right amount of emotion and just the right amount of drama or not drama. You know, like, they know who they can reveal their cards to and who not to reveal their cards to, if that's making sense. This person is somebody who is like not going to necessarily let their guard down and be their real selves around everybody. And so, kind of like Harry Potter. I reference Harry quite often. But if you are familiar with Harry Potter, he has a very small circle of friends. He literally, like, his best friends are Ron and Hermione, and they really know his core truth, right? But when you really, really think about it, he has a lot of people around him who support and guide him and help him out and things like that. But who truly, truly knows Harry? Who knows him inside and out? It's going to be Ron and Hermione, right? But he reveals just enough of himself to the people around him at the right time, at the right moment. It's sort of like that, and I hope this is making sense and coming through, because that's kind of the best example that I can give you, is like having the patience to give enough and be solid and reliable and strong enough for other people, and not necessarily show a whole lot of emotions to everyone, not show a whole lot of weakness, because you always have to be strong. And for whatever reason, this person feels that way, and they don't necessarily have a whole lot of confidence within themselves, despite how powerful they are, despite how much wisdom they hold, despite how much like I said, power and magic is inside of them. They don't even realize just how much potential is inside. See that little color in there in that rock, like in that stone. It's like they don't realize just how much of that they can tap into and just blow out into the world, you know. And I just feel like this person is kind of like afraid to tap into that potential and take that leap of faith, like a fool would in tarot. You know, when we talk about the fool in tarot, the fool is that person who would take that leap of faith and have that carefree energy to start their journey. And it's almost like this person is not quite there. They don't have that confidence to just go and do that and have that fearless energy to go and do that, because they feel like they need more confidence, they need more whatever inside of them, because they're not ready, you know. And I do feel like this person is kind of coiled up and kind of gaining more of that momentum, gaining more of that energy, gaining more of that, mustering up more of that strength. And it's like they're trying to build up more and pour back more into themselves so that they can do more and find more meaning and be more patient and do more things, but with moderation, if that makes sense. Because if they were to, let's say, jump off and do something to the extreme, it would really take a toll on them. And I think that, you know, let's say you drop a boulder from like 1,000 feet in the air, it probably will shatter, you know, to a million pieces. Because there is a threshold for this boulder. Does that make sense? And I hope it's making sense, because I feel like it says here, extremity in any situation to be avoided. And so too much of something is not always a great thing. Moving into this person B side, the river, exorcist, snake, fool. Again, we have the fool here. The river is literally something that talks about the river literally talks about mirroring, reflection, reflection more so than mirroring. And I love how the fool is here on the side as well. So I do feel like person B might feel like they can relate to this person a lot. Not necessarily at the same exact time. I do feel like this person might be a lot further in their journey, a lot more confident, but definitely they can relate to this person and offer a lot of support, which I will get to and wrap it up and things like that. This person B has, again, so much untapped potential and untapped magic within them. Very similar to the earthworm and the stone. The earth stone. We'll talk the worm stone, okay? The worm stone. And so this person just is so charming, so charming, so charismatic. They have the ability to tap into their magic and be so prosperous and so fulfilled and just go after all these things. And they're such a dreamer, okay? But I feel like they just stop whatever it is that they start because they feel like they can't go for it. It's like they're being held back by certain things that they are afraid of with this river coin showing up here. You know, it's like they need to really forgive themselves and accept the things that did not go off for them. You know, in the past, maybe they had some failures, maybe they fell short of things, perhaps, you know, things didn't go the way according to plan. Perhaps they were broken by certain relationships that really took a toll on their energy and drained them. You know, people made them feel very small and tried to put them in a box, and that took a toll on their ego, on their, I don't even want to say ego in the sense that it's like your ego that is making you feel this way. It's like, but it kind of is, you know, it's like, it's taking a toll on your confidence. And so it's almost like you need to shed that ego and build a new. Does that make sense? Like birth a new ego because you're not that same. Does that make sense? I keep questioning myself. It's like you're hesitating and questioning like what it is that your choices are and what it is that you are doing, when really you need to be in the flow of your life, be in the flow of what feels right for you, be in the flow of what is in alignment to you. 34 is number 7. This is alignment, this is reflection, this is self-discovery, and really you reflecting on the things that have happened to you in the past. And when I say you, I mean whoever this person is, reflecting on the things that didn't work out and the things that did. You know, really look at just how far you've come and how much you've grown from those situations and what you were able to learn from those things and what you're able to figure out now that you've gone through those things. Those things have embedded wisdom into you now because of it, you know. Now it's time for you to forgive yourself. Forgive, you know, you don't necessarily have to forgive anybody who's done you wrong. That's totally up to you. But don't hold space for that negative energy anymore, because it's honestly living there rent free. You need to let go and make room for better things in your life that are coming in, because you can't have that taking up space there. You can't expect things to come in if you're holding space there for those negative things. With the Exorcist here, we have freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Fear of facing your own demons. And I feel like this person B, does not want to face their shadows. They don't want to face their demons or their past, or maybe like there's something there that they are just struggling to face and accept and love on, because it's not the things that, you know, it's not our shadows that make us bad or negative or anything like that. They make us stronger and they make us that much better. And I think that's the hard part for us on this side, you know, this person. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. You are able to help highlight that for other people, but are you able to highlight that for yourself? With the full energy here on this side, the subject of the reading is a dreamer, a mystic, and we already talked about that with the river. You're very much a dreamer. You have big dreams that you want to accomplish, but you're never going to go after them because you keep stopping and holding yourself back because you fear something in the past. Like there's something just keeps holding you back and saying, oh, you can't. Oh, something's holding you back. It's like almost like I can't do this because of this, like making an excuse coming up. And I feel very strongly to tell you, like, there's this tough love energy coming through that you have to stop making excuses and do it. Like a goddess would say, there are no things that would hold me back. I would just go and get what I want and go after it. And it doesn't matter what's there holding me back. I'm just going to go and make sure I get it and get what I want and do what I want. And I kind of think like this person needs to embody that energy and do that. Transform and tap into that confidence, borrow it from the future. Act as if, I'm hearing act as if, and it shall be. Act as if and it shall be. And I really do feel like that's what this person is tapping into. I'm called to how the Fool has this 0 circle, and the snake is also in that 0 circle, a sign of new beginnings, a sign of like things coming full circle for you, a sign of things like coming to completion, the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. This is like renewal for me. This is also like you starting anew and having a fresh start and just infinite things coming towards you. The wheel is spinning again in your favor. Anything that feels stagnant and things like that. And also going back to this person here, because I did want to tap on this number. 47 is number 11. Literally like a magic number, a master number, also magic. But a number of potential, right? A number of like self and new beginnings, and tapping into that this new beginning of you going into yourself. 14, also a number that condenses to 5. Change, right? Action and taking action so that you can step into this new beginning and this new light. So coming together in this energy of your connection, as you two come together, person A and person B for you, pile 1, it feels very much like you guys are tapping into being able to really express yourselves together and be your true selves and bringing out that potential together. And not only are you able to highlight that in one another, but you're able to morph into something even more great than you ever thought or imagined. And it feels a lot like you guys are able to do something great together and lean on one another for support. Look at this card right here. There's a snake, you guys. Like, you guys both have this like snake-like creature. I know an earthworm is not a snake, but it's still very snake-like, like in the creature realm, you know, like how it's just a, you know what I mean, right? And I don't think that's on accident. I don't think that's a coincidence, is what I mean. And this infinity symbol and how you guys are so similar in with the the cycles that are going on. And I just feel like this is calling you guys to really come together. When you do come together, that you guys are going to help each other really bring out that authentic side with one another. You don't feel like you have to put on a facade. You know, the fact that you have the Fool on both sides, the fact that you guys are both transforming, it's almost as if you no longer have to feel like you have to be somebody else in order to be happy or in order to make your partner happy. And you don't have to like fit in a box anymore in order to be happy and make someone else happy, or bend over backwards, or change your dreams, or alter your life in order to make your partner happy. Like this particular relationship here, the energy of your relationship is like you can rely on one another for support. You can lean onto one another for things, and be really authentic with one another, with how you feel, with your dreams, with what you want to do, your aspirations, and you guys are going to support one another through it and not feel like you have to squeeze down or squeeze into a box, or feel like you have to bend and mold into a certain way, or shift gears to make the other person happy, if that makes sense, you know? And I just feel like there's so much, like, I understand, I've been there, and like I can't believe I found somebody who understands me and who gets me and who can see me, and I can just shed this mask and be vulnerable. And like, even when you think about like a stone and the river, like there are literally river rocks. Like I just keep thinking about how the river and the stone, and like how they are together, you know what I mean? Like they are cohesive and in the same environment. And so I think that's incredible energy, you guys. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing for your energy check. So if that's resonating for you guys, I want to clear the space and move into your what was I gonna say? Move into like why are you in this? What is the point of this relationship? And yeah, what are the blessings? What are the blessings? Okay. What is the point and what are the blessings? Which we drew some of the cards here, and I'm going to also be shuffling this bad boy. I mean, what are the blessings you're receiving in this relationship, and why are you in this relationship? So we have Arcana, which is incredible. This is a rune that's associated with Freyja, so I love this for you guys. Birth, general fertility, both mental, physical, and professional growth. Liberation, regenerative power, and light of spring. Renewal, promise of new beginnings. What was I telling you guys? And a new growth. And then we have number 9, Vervain, everlasting. Spellbound, soul alignment, release, and protection. And fulfillment. Oh my gosh, you guys. Love that so much. Okay, let's also see some of these. So, why are you in this relationship? Like, what will this relationship be bringing you? What will this relationship bring pile 1? Why are they in it? What is this relationship bringing pile 1? Why are they in it? Whoa. It's way too many cards. Oh. We have reciprocity. Wow. One more. Why is pile 1 in this relationship? What is it bringing them? Follow your heart. Oh my gosh. That's so sweet. And you guys, we have 25 patients at the back of the deck here, which I wasn't planning to take back of the deck on this, but for some reason I did. Let's get tarot for you now. What is the significance of this relationship? Okay, the Sun. What is the significance of this relationship? The Six of Swords. The Ace of Swords. And the Moon. In the back of your deck is the Two of Wands. Okay, pile one. This relationship that you may currently be in or is coming towards you, it feels like you were in a situation that was not great for you. You know, maybe you came out of a relationship that was rather, I feel like, rather toxic. Yeah. Wow. And it could have been something that was really hard for you to get out of or away from. And it took a really, it really took a toll on you. I feel like this could have been something that you were really asking your guides or asking the universe or whatever it is. It could have been like you're talking to God or your angels or whatever it is that you believe in for help and guidance for you to get out of or send you help for. And it took you some time to get away from. With this double card here, and then even, yeah, I just feel like maybe this person coming in or who is already in your life right now, depending on your situation, because this could be your current or your next significant, depending on who's watching this. It required you to have a lot of patience, right? A lot of patience going forward, and you could have had to like really play a role in terms of like pretending like things were fine, faking things before getting out, and really planning carefully how to escape your situation, or not even just escape. For some of you, this could just be like, you know, to shift gears and move out of a bad situation or a toxic situation and find yourself somewhere that you felt safe and like you could actually go without being bothered and without, you know, like just having a clean cut away from this person. And so you were able to really rest and recover and find clarity in a time where you just felt like you really couldn't have clarity. And so I love how there's like divine masculine and divine feminine here in your reading with the sun and the moon. That song might be significant too. It's called Sun and Moon by Anise. It's a beautiful song. And I feel like you really had to follow your heart on this situation, you know, especially when this person comes in and you really had to trust, like, can I really trust this person? Can I really be in alignment with this person? Can I trust that I can, you know, love again or open myself up to this again after being in such a shitty situation? And it could have been something like an abusive relationship, and it could have been something like just a toxic environment for you. It could have been something like the person was cheating on you and just really did you dirty. I feel like it's going to vary for this pile, honestly. Whatever the situation is, I truly, my heart goes out to you. I want to give you a huge hug, and I feel like people really suck, you know what I mean? But I do see like you're going to get your rest, and you're going to get your time for yourself to really fill your cup back up. And the reason why, the significance of this relationship, why you're in this relationship, is so that you can find fulfillment, so that you can have this peace and this new growth, this promise of this new beginning. And you are going to see that like true love is real, like legit. I just heard true love is legit, you know? And you're going to find someone who's going to actually bring you fulfillment and show you that love, true, real love is reciprocated. It's respect. It's, you know, seeing you and valuing you as an actual human being and not treating you like shit. You know, it's not you feeling like, you know, sitting at home wondering like, is this person out talking to somebody, or like having to double check their phone at night or things like that. It's like never you questioning your worth or your value in the relationship. It's something that goes both ways. You guys both light each other's fire, and you never have to wonder or question. You're in alignment with one another, and you're both helping each other to release things that may have limited you in some way or another. You both find healing and protection with one another, in which you feel, when I say protection, I mean like you both feel safe with each other's hearts. You know, you don't feel like you have to worry about like, is this person going to break my heart? You know, I do feel though like there's going to be some shiftiness in the beginning, of course, that comes with the territory when you come out of something like that and you learn to build trust, of course, you know. But I do feel like this person is bringing you this sun and the moon. It's bringing you this cover under the darkness, and you feeling safe and feeling like they are going to be able to light up your sky at night so that you can see the stars, you know. The significance of this is not so that you can feel afraid in the dark, but so that you can see the light in the dark, so that you can see the beauty in the dark of your shadows, and you can also see the happiness in the sunlight again. And I feel like that's what this relationship is really bringing you, that balance, that fulfillment, that happiness. And like when you see fulfillment, a lot of times the fulfillment is happening in the sunlight. Like it's usually like a sunny day and the fields are full and you're picking all the fruit that has bared. But here in this picture, it's, look at it, it's the full moon and it's fulfillment, because it's showing that fulfillment sometimes is even with the moon, even in the darkness, and trusting that when it's dark out, you have protection, you have abundance, you have everything and all that you need, and trusting that even in the shadow, that's fine. And I feel like that's important for me to touch on, because, you know, balance is important in this relationship. I feel you guys are balancing each other out, bringing each other that shadow and light aspect in the healthiest ways. And it's just about you being patient with one another. There's no more like mind games. There's no more like, you know, feeling like you have to be 2 steps ahead of one another, or like wondering if he's going to checkmate you and checkmate me and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like this person is really here to play the long haul with you, you know, like no more that you guys are on the same team. And like this patience card here is just about you being patient enough for this person to come in if they haven't yet, and you just focusing on following your heart in the meantime, you know, being in alignment with your soul, releasing things that are no longer serving you, and then boom, this person will come towards you before you know it, you know. The blessings that they're bringing you though is truly incredible, like this fullness, this birth of fertility. Let's draw more cards to see what blessings are coming from this relationship, and then we'll pull your charms. What blessings can pile one expect from this relationship? Just keep hearing baby, baby, you're my sun and moon. I'm a terrible singer. We have judgment. Literally what I was saying about being in alignment, your calling. And I just feel like this is just one of the many things that they are bringing towards you in this relationship is judgment and your calling. You also have the Empress, so nurturing, having that self-care and tapping into your goddess energy. Like, it doesn't matter what you identify as, but Freya's coming through really strongly here and saying like this is tapping into your sexuality and your sensuality, feeling really confident in your body, in your skin, and just sometimes it takes like you dancing naked, you know what I mean? That's what I'm hearing, dancing naked. And like it doesn't matter about anything else but you, and feeling good about you. Tell yourself just how beautiful and divine you are. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, guys. That's 3 majors. 3 majors, okay? 3 majors. This person is bringing you blessings upon blessings. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment under the fulfillment card. Seriously, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. And the Page of Swords. You are on this like quest to find more insight and knowledge. Maybe there's something that you want to learn more about and explore. Follow your heart, whatever it is, but also use some smarts when it comes to this. Like, don't just go willy-nilly on it. There's something in your heart that you want to explore with your mind. Does that make sense? But this person is literally bringing you all the amazing blessings, like nourishment, like abundance upon abundance upon abundance, wish fulfillment. If there's something that you're manifesting and fulfilling, that's what's coming towards you, and like the wheel is going to start turning and spinning in your favor. You just have to be really patient and focus on all of those things, because focus on you. Let's pull you some charms right now. My handy dandy charm box. Okay, I'm closing my eyes, guys. I feel like that's a good amount. All right, we have, let's do these. We have number 1. Oh no, this is I. I'm the number 1. So I might be an initial, or A. I'll pull you tea leaf. Oh my gosh, that's what I should do. Tea leaf as well. We'll do the tea leaf ones. Teacup, not tea leaf. We also have this button that I have no clue what is on it. Let me look better. It says Sonic Flower Rides Again. I think that's an anime, you guys. So they might be into anime. Texas. So they might be from Texas, or Texas might hold significance. Or they might be from the States. We also have the Ace of Hearts. So again, another A. Or they wear their heart on their sleeve. But this also makes me think of Alice in Wonderland. So I feel like they're very whimsical, very into like, oh my gosh, dropped a charm. Very like adventurous, you know what I mean? We have another letter here, which is an M. It says I am also. So limitless. There's so much potential there. We also have this heart that says sexy. And once upon a time was on the back, but it was flipped on sexy. So I am sexy. Oh, maybe they think you are sexy. We have this dragon. So see that whimsical nature? I feel like this person is really into like, don't shoot the messenger if you're not into nerds, but Dungeons and Dragons. I will tell you, nerds are hot, okay? Nerds are hot. Have you met Henry Cavill? Can you send him my number? Because he's like the man of my dreams. Okay, back to the person of your dreams. We have a crown. They see you as royalty, and I feel like they will treat you as such, honestly. And this, I think, is the monkey that fell on the floor. Ooh. I think they like to get handsy with you and flirt a lot with you. For some reason, I think of monkeys as playful energy, but they might also be the year of the monkey. Okay? I'm supposed to know these things because I feel like I should know the year of the monkey, but I do not. So I will pop it on the screen, okay? I know the year of the horse and the snake and the dragon because they're near my ears. But I'm sorry, can't remember the monkey. We have an evil eye here, so I think they will be very protective of you as well. They always have your back and they're down for you for life. You know what I mean? We also have a bunny head, so I think they're very lucky. I also heard something kind of dirty. They like to, you know, like a bunny. Can I say that on YouTube? Well, they like to, you know, have fun with you. Like a bunny. Do you get it? No. If you know, you know. You know. Oi! So sorry. Okay. I also have this really cool shark. So they might be really into ocean, swimming. But I also feel like they go after the things that they want. they're not, I don't think they're really aggressive in their personality, but what I say is, what I mean by this is I think that they're very ambitious and hardworking, okay? And then of course we have the bat, which I love this. Again, it's that like dark aspect where they bring that, they highlight your shadows and they love you for all of that. You know, I feel like there's so much unconditional love for you, and they make you feel very much like comfortable with who you are and bringing out that authentic side of you. We have another letter here, letter V. Hopefully you can see that. And then of course we have the candle card, which makes me think they're very romantic, and a fairy. So the fairy, of course, highlights that childlike energy. I think that they like to have a lot of fun with you guys, and they bring out that inner child inside of you as well as them. They just like to have fun with you, and you guys might have, I think you guys just have so much fun together. They might be somebody that you know from childhood as well, although that might be very specific for someone, because I don't typically think of that when I see the fairy, but definitely love that. You can go ahead and screenshot that if you would like to. And I said I would do it, so I'm going to do it for you guys. I wasn't planning to. Let's go ahead and do this. This is the lovely Hermit Tarot's teacup messages. So, well, I call them teacup messages. I think she calls them tissue box messages, but oh, we're going to take that since it fell out. But I call it teacup messages because I put it in my little Harry Potter Grimm teacup, and I like to, yeah, we're going to go ahead and mix this up, and I'm going to just randomly pull this out. Just a few. Ta-da! Okay, and let's see what we got. This is the one that came out on its own. So we have second house, value, material, senses, self-esteem. We have a water. So there might be a water sign, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We also have very soon. So you might be meeting them very soon. Okay. We have the letter T. We also have 11th house, originality, surprises, futuristic. We have first house, self, new, and firsts. Cancer, cardinal sign, which of course we talked about water signs. We also have Sagittarius, which is a mutable sign. And third house, communication, community, siblings. So they might have siblings. And we have yes. So if you have a question about something, and the letter Q. Okay, and last but not least, you guys, advice and guidance for your, that was really close. Y'all, okay, advice and guidance, you guys. Advice and guidance for pile one, please. We have, don't push the river, let it flow. I love that. Let it flow. Okay, advice and guidance for pile one, please. I'm gonna just, okay, advice and guidance for pile one, please. Only in the darkness can we see the stars. Exactly, you guys. Exactly. Do I have to cover that? Advice and guidance for pile one, please. It's okay to go after what you want. It might just want you to. And at the back of your deck, celebrate the little things in everyday life. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile one. And don't forget to check out the other lovely readings from the other goddesses, which are all linked down below in the description box. thank you guys so much for letting me channel this for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. And yeah, you guys, I'm absolutely so happy to have done this. And thank you, Freya, for allowing me to channel your beautiful goddess energy. And thank you guys. If you guys enjoyed, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below a sun emoji. I don't know. Let me know that you're from pile 1. And yes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'll also be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for having me. And I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this. And I will see you soon. Bye! What's up, pile 2? If you chose the Lord of the Rings tarot and or this beautiful Mookaite heart, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put your heart crystal there, and we're going to move your tarot on the side for now and just dive into your little energy check section. I was not planning to do teacup messages, aka tissue box messages from the beautiful Hermit Tarot. Excuse me. Wow, I can't talk right now. But I felt called to pull it in pile 1. So guess what? I'm pulling it for you guys too. And of course, we're still doing charms. But after, first, we're going to get into your energy check section. So this is in the style person A. And then the energy relationship and person B. You can choose who is who based on who you feel is you and maybe the other person, which you may or may not know, because this is based on the energy, based on your next or current significant relationship, okay? So you may or may not know this person already, and if you find that you're mirroring, that's totally normal. Sometimes that happens with your person, and yeah, if you feel like you need to choose another pile, that's totally fine too. And again, if you feel like you don't identify with anything, there are only 3 piles, and this is general reading, so I apologize, but that is all I have allotted energy for today. Please don't forget to check out the other readers' amazing readings as well, as we are all channeling different goddesses and bringing you different types of love readings. So don't forget to check them out. They are linked down below because they're all different and magical in their own ways, and I love them all so much. You have no idea. But yes, let's dive in, okay? We have person A with a spider. This is earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They don't have to be these things. That's just an extra layer of confirmation. Number 12, the King. Put this here, I guess. Pioneer, light attributes, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Shadow, compulsive need to keep moving on. And the Star, insight, inspiration, hope, unselfish aid, good health, the gifts of the Spirit, great love will be given and received. Number 17. Okay. And person B, we have air energy with the butterfly. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Number 15, the shapeshifter. Slave, light attribute, surrendering the power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. And the Hanged Man, number 12. In spiritual matters, wisdom, prophetic power, a pause in one's life, suspended decisions, self-surrender leads to the transformation of personality. Material temptation is conquered. On the energy of your connection, we have connects and duality, number 18. The frequency of duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites. Excuse me. I love this yin and yang. So Wow, guys. Your connection is actually pretty divine. Let's get into it, shall we? First off, person A, spider. I'll call you the spider, okay? The spider person here is just you're, oh my gosh, you're a creator and just absolutely, wow. I mean, if you're not this person, I can totally see why you're in love with this person, because they're so creative, they're so hardworking, and they literally are the star energy. This person could be famous or well known in their area of whatever it is that they do for a living, but they are held in high regard in whatever it is that they do, and people really admire them at whatever it is that they do. And so they're very hardworking, they're very very successful, very just high achieved. Why can't I speak today? It's crazy. My throat chakra is kind of blocked. We have this, this is somebody who finds creativity and beauty in so many things. They have the ability to literally take, I don't know, look at like a piece of gum wrapper on the floor and be like, I know what I can do with that, and turn it into like a masterpiece and sell it for thousands of dollars. You know, I mean, it might not be something like that, but like literally that's the capabilities of this person, you know. So creative, and they could just be a writer, they could be like an artist of some kind, they could be some sort of content creator, they could just be I don't say just like that's all they are, you know, but I mean like they could be a designer, they could be a person who produces, who coordinates things and oversees things because they've worked their way up so for a long time, and they're above and they oversee and they put things together and they, you know, oversee the whole production of something, things like that. Very high regard. It feels like they are pretty much up there already. They could be an actor, they could be a model, like there's just something that they do that's very creative. I don't feel like they would just be a model though. I feel like they would be something more than that, than just posing and doing stuff. I feel like they do more things than that. Does that make sense? Somebody who really puts their creativity to use and does something with it. Does that make sense? So writer, singer, using their voice to really speak or move people with it, things like that. But I also feel like they have a very good leadership role in which they are able to help other people and mentor people as well, being that they have the king and the pioneer here. They have a passion for doing and creating what hasn't been done before, and really also, you know, lead, like hold the torch for other people and pass that on. And like, being that they are this, I do feel like they can have this tendency to burn out as well if they don't take care of themselves, and get frustrated with certain situations if people, you know, don't necessarily see eye to eye with them, or agree with their creative take on things. Not to say that they aren't necessarily open to ideas, because I do feel like, don't spiders have like 8 eyes or something, or a lot of eyeballs at least? Because I do feel like they do have many perspectives and are open to seeing things from a different light. However, you know, being a king, sometimes you have a vision and you're very stubborn to that vision. And sometimes when people want to take it a different direction from you, that might not go very well, especially being that you are up there so high and this light is emanating from you, and this pioneer is so similar, being that the light is like shining out from them. I feel like sometimes, you know, that can really work against them sometimes. That would be my only thing about this person, is like they can sometimes get frustrated with that clash, you know. But for the most part, I do feel like they are a great team player when they work with others. But they do enjoy for the most part being like the leader of like the pack leader, you know what I mean? Because when you think about it, spiders are usually solo, the king is like the top, you know, things like that. Moving on to person B here, the butterfly person. This is interesting. I feel like this is more so like opposites attract. And I say this in the best way, because when you think about the king and then you hear the word slave, it's like total opposite, right? And the shapeshifter is actually known as like the prankster, the jokester, and like in the olden days, there would be like the king and then the court jester, right? And the court jester is not really the highest in place of nobility. And so to mate, I don't want to say mate, that doesn't sound right. To be dating a royal member of the court, you know, that would be odd to have your court jester even think to be looking at a royal member. You know, it would be like, oh my gosh, no, that's barbaric, you know, like, no, there's no way, that can't happen, no, right? Like, no, it was like not a thing. I can't find the word because, like, as I said, my throat chakra seems to be blocked today, but you guys got the gist, right? But this feels so much like opposites attract, especially since you have the duality here. And then if you look at this connect card, which I don't want to zoom up too close because there are a little nips, and I don't want to get demonetized on that. Demonetized. I should say demonetized. I don't want to trigger anything. We'll just cover that. They're facing the opposite ways, but their heart is bonded together, and that's what brings them connected. And so, but there are so many eyes on them, right? Like, what is going on? Why are these people together? And they don't understand. Like, they might not understand what that is. And so it could be that sort of energy, which we'll talk more on this in a second. But I do feel like this butterfly person is somebody who is undergoing quite a bit of transformation and change. They're very much very happy-go-lucky feeling. I feel like this person sees things from so many different perspectives and is really changing the way they view things. I love how the Hanged Man is here. It's very much like the Hanged Man is reminding me of like when the caterpillar hangs upside down to turn into its cocoon and become a butterfly. It's that sort of energy. And then the slave here, if you look at this card carefully, is hanging from strings, almost like a puppet. And so there's that energy of hanging, right? And so when you're hanging, you're suspended, you are surrendered, you are like surrendering to what is and allowing things to happen, and you are in the state of flow. And I really love that for this person, this butterfly person, who is just surrendering to the magic that is surrounding them, that is they're kind of in this state of like understanding that things are happening for them and not to them, you know what I mean? And so they're just letting go of control and feeling like they need to have control over every aspect and things like that. And they're being cheerful about it. They're not looking at the negative. They might like acknowledge it and say like, yes, there it is what it is, but you know what? I'm not going to focus on that today. I'm going to focus on the light aspects. And so, you know, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust, trusting that these things are happening for a reason, for the highest and greatest good of all, and understanding like you don't have to worry about what's happening and why it's happening, just that it's happening because it needs to. And so with the shapeshifter, this trickster energy that we were talking about is like, sometimes this person has a tendency to be a people pleaser, you know, despite them being the reason why they're so what is the word I was looking for? I think like they might be undergoing this change in which, you know, they always wanted to make other people happy, other people, you know, they didn't want to disappoint anybody and things like that. Now there's this energy here of like, well, what's going to make me happy? What about my happiness? And that sort of energy. And like, is there a way where we both win? And so I feel like this person is learning the balance of that and learning how to not be a slave to that, and how to have that willpower towards themselves, you know, and take back more control for themselves and not necessarily be a puppet for somebody their whole lives, you know, and set some boundaries and set some roots. Learn that they have this ability to shift their perspective and not only be the hanged man in the upright, but in the reverse, in which they take control back and take the reins and say, like, there is a balance of me surrendering and me taking control, because I can surrender to the universe. I don't need to surrender to every person in my life. You know what I mean? I hope that's making sense and I'm not like dragging along. The energy of the connection of this relationship is the fact that these two are such opposites. This person seems very like personality type A, and this is like opposite, right? And because of that, I think there's such balance within your relationship. There's that duality. It's almost like you solidly know this is divine feminine and divine masculine, and they're going to balance each other out. Not to say that the roles won't switch at some point in time in the relationship, but that there's a constant balancing out that happens within the two of you. That, like, because of that, you guys work. Opposites attract. I keep hearing opposites attract, and that's why you guys really truly do connect and come together in such a beautiful way. And with number, we didn't really talk about numbers here, which is interesting. Normally that's the first thing I latch onto. I love how you have 12 and 12, both totally different cards, but you guys are both focused on growth and abundance, achievement, creativity, and harmony. So I think that's where you guys kind of align, is that you, despite you being opposites, you have the same vision, you have the same goals in mind, and you communicate and talk that out, you know. 17 condenses to 8. This is a number about cycles, change, action, accomplishment. 15, a number that condenses to 6, a number of harmony, communication, love, and problem solving. So I think with in combination of the two, you know, by this person, this spider person, wanting more action, more movement, having these plans in motion and accomplishments, paired with this person who enjoys communicating and problem solving and harmony, you guys will be able to achieve more together as a team. I just saw together, everyone achieves more. That acronym for team, right? Together everyone achieves more. I think you guys do that together as a team. 18, the energy, the number of your the number of your connection condenses to 9, attainment, fulfillment. This is like that's like the energy of your connection, is you guys are attaining more together. And so a king can only attain so much by himself, but with his queen, he can attain so much more. You know what I mean? And this is regardless of what you identify as, what your partner identifies as. It doesn't matter. It's just energy that I'm talking about, you know, in the analogy. So take that for that. And because we are all inclusive here, and like, this is just incredible energy as far as like you guys working together. I'm seeing like a chessboard, like the chess match can't be won without both pieces, without the king and the queen. So I just heard, you be the king and watch the queen conquer. I don't know, what is that song from? What is those lines from? It's from a Nicki Minaj. You be the king and watch the queen conquer. First things first. It's Monster. Okay. Anyways, let's get into before I do that, let's get into do I want to pull this now? I pulled this after, when do I want to do this? Okay, I will pull this, I promise. I did it, I guess, to keep it streamlined with the other reading that I did earlier. I mean, with pile 1. Excuse me, I totally burped. We're gonna do that when we do the after. Okay, we're going to take a look at what are the blessings this relationship is bringing you, and why is this relationship significant. Okay, look at that. That was there. Okay, so as far as like the blessings, oh, we have kaunas, and excuse me, I'm not very good at pronouncing all of these, so I'm doing my best. Apologies in advance. Vision, revelation, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, technical ability, vital fire of life, harnessed power, fire of transformation and regeneration. You guys, literally, I'm saying legit and literally together. Number 26, which we talked about number 8. Wow. Burning Man, collective power, supreme prayer, 3 of Cups, celebration. And pleasure, you guys. I was just going to say that feels passion filled. Definitely, this relationship feels like it's bringing a lot of passion, a lot of celebration together, and a lot of inspiration within that spark and that fire. You know, I feel like with whatever passion you guys have cultivating within your relationship, it brings forth so much inspiration, not just within your relationship, but also in your individual lives. You know, whatever it is that you guys do on an individual level, outside of your relationship, it's because of how much passion and fire that happens within your relationship. You know what I mean? That's what this is bringing you. The blessings that's bringing you. It's bringing you pleasure. In the physical, in the mental, and the spiritual, and the emotional. Okay, let's see what else. Okay. What is this relationship bringing pile 2? Why is it so significant? What are the blessings? Oh, love. Okay, we're going to take that one. That was the first one. What is the significance of this relationship? What is it bringing pile 2? It's way too many cards. Whoa. Oh my gosh, let's cry. Crazy. Okay, let me move that. Reciprocity on the back of your deck with unfinished business. Yo. Okay. Love that. So some of you might feel like you recognize your person when you meet this person. Others of you may not. So there is that. Okay, what is the significance of this relationship for pile 2, please? Queen of Swords. The Hanged Man again. What's the significance of this 3 of Rings, or the 3 of Pentacles, which is coming up again under, oh, excuse me, different 3 of Cups. The Magician. One more. What is the significance of this relationship? Whoa. The 8 of Wands. Back of your deck is Death. I love this. Okay. So literally we have it coming up twice with the Death card of transformation. And we had talked about this earlier too in your energy check about how this relationship was transformative for the butterfly person, and the butterfly person is already going through transformation. But definitely this relationship is bringing you transformation. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were the butterfly person, you know, but if not, regardless of which side you identified with, if you identified with both, this relationship is bringing you transformation, and this is significant because you guys are transforming together, you know, in the ways that you guys highlight one another is that there are things that you can conquer individually, like I told you, but together you are that much stronger, right? You have revelations together, and you bring forth to the table knowledge that then expands upon what you each know individually. And because of that, you build like this huge, like mega computer, if that makes sense. It's almost like upgrading your hardwire. That's kind of like the best analogy I have for you guys, or example I can give you is like, imagine having like a regular PC, and then you decide to bring another program in and upgrade that PC, and now it becomes like a mega gaming PC, you know what I mean? And so now you have this ultimate PC that can do all kinds of shit that it could not do had it just been a regular one, you know? And it's because you two came together and did that. And so with the two of you coming together, it's like more knowledge, more creativity, more inspiration, more abilities and transformation that is coming towards you. And you are harnessing this through not just like a physical aspect, but also, like I said, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I think you guys are helping one another level up on such a deep level, on leveling up on other people. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are able to connect so deeply. We had that card pop out for you for the energy of your connection, that connect card, which I put on the side already. I'm not going to dig it out, but you bring forth this collective power, the celebration that lives within your relationship, and there's so many blessings that come forward because of that. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys end up having children together, if that's something that you guys want, but definitely a lot of celebrations to be had with one another. This unfinished business could definitely be in relation to a contract that you guys made in a previous life, in which you guys were going to meet up and conquer more together in this life together. Or it could be a result of you guys having unfinished business that you wanted to take care of in this life, and you meeting up with this soul now to create that contract, or to create this business even more, if that makes sense. I do feel like this person is helping you to expand on things and helping you to see your true worth, helping you to see things in such an unbiased way, and like they see your value, and not in a way that makes you feel like, oh, that's because you just love me, that's because you're my partner and you're supposed to see that, you know. No, it's like they see you for your, like, they see you at your true core, and they not only see you in that way, but they make you really understand and believe that, like, genuinely. You know, it's not like you're just saying that because you're my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever, you know. It's like, it's not like that. It's like you feel it, like, on a true level. Like, no, this person would tell me straight, you know, like. And I think that there's an aspect within your relationship that allows you to really be vulnerable with one another, and to really reflect back on one another, as far as like where it is that you can be more honest, as far as like where it is that you can be more of, where you can improve, if that makes sense. I don't want to say be less, because I feel like that's not what the point is. The point is not to be less for anybody. The point is to be you, and if anything, to be more, you know, because if you're too much for someone, they can go find less. That's the point. And I feel like that's what this person really brings out in your relationship, is like, if you're too much for somebody, they can go find less. That's not your people, you know. I think that because you guys reciprocate this respect and this honesty in such a loving way, you're able to collaborate and really achieve so much more together. Like I said, I kept saying earlier, together everyone achieves more, but it's like the two of you against the world. And it's not like you guys are just like Bonnie and Clyde against the world. It's like bigger than that. It's more meaningful than that. And what I mean to say is that you guys are this like crazy boss energy, and it feels so elite, I guess is the right word. And it really does feel like king and queen, like watch the king and queen conquer together, and you guys are doing such incredible things together, and you guys just always have each other's back. It really does feel like a ride or die energy, and so reciprocated in the love and the respect and the honesty and just being there for one another, like having each other's back and knowing like the boundaries and respecting said boundaries. And if something comes up, you talk about it, and highlighting one another's power, you know, and just being like, if somebody's having an off day, you know, like, hey, you know, I notice you're feeling off. Are you all right? Let's talk about it. And like giving you the grace and space when you need it. I'm not saying this is going to be a rainbows and butterflies situation, because it's never going to be that with any relationship, you know. But I do feel like communication is super strong between the two of you, in which you guys can just openly talk about things and not feel like any sort of pressure or like you have to hide anything or walk on eggshells or anything like that. Like there's always this deep level of love and respect and understanding and compassion and kindness between the two of you, regardless of how like honest and blunt that this person can be in certain situations. You know, they just know how to speak to you in just the right way, and you to them, and it feels like something that you have been manifesting so hard into your life, and it's happening, you know. And it feels very much like, wow, like you had to walk away from something and really work hard to nurture yourself and really hope for the situation to come towards you in this life. You know, like previous relationships, you probably had a lot of like confusion in relationships because you weren't able to really communicate yourself in a way, or you had to like, the way you would communicate, somebody would be like, oh, okay, yeah, and then like go totally off of what they said, and it didn't make sense to you. You're like, what the heck, that's not what I said, and they took it something else. So it's like a nice breath of fresh air that you have this with somebody. Your next significant relationship is something, and this is like a rebirth and like so transformative. And like I said, it might not happen like straight out the gate. It might be something that you have to work on together, and you will get there through rebirth, through talking, through building foundations together and putting up the bones and the structures of your house, if that makes sense. Bones by Maren Morris is probably a very significant song for you guys. If the bones are good, the rest doesn't matter. The paint can peel, the glass can shatter. I feel like that's going to be a very good song for you guys to listen to. But this is like very great for your relationship, as far as like, why are you in this? What is the significance of this? And it's just really teaching you and bringing you this level of divine understanding of one another and balancing each other out. And it's like, I thought this wasn't going to be something that could happen for me. What are the blessings? What are the blessings coming in for pile 2? What are the blessings this relationship is bringing pile 2? We have the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Rings, Pentacles. What are the blessings? 5 of Cups, and Temperance. And the back of your deck is the 4 of Swords. So I feel like the blessings coming in here is like you can finally have somebody who will not only help you to pour back into your own self and come into alignment with you and what it is that you want for your life, and help you to walk that same path with you, because you guys are both in alignment with one another, you know. But that balance that I was talking about, the duality, really help you to help bring about more opportunities for you and no longer look back on things that didn't go right. You know, it's like no longer worrying about the things that went wrong and those spilled cups. And it's like even those cups that spilled over, they spilled over for good reason, because the 2 cups that are remaining up, right, like those are the ones that are that were meant to happen. The other cups that fell over, they weren't sturdy. They had holes in them anyway, and they're gonna be leaking like crazy. So I feel like this person really is going to help you recognize that things happen for a reason, and they're going to help really nourish those things that really stay together and fall in place. And like I said, the bones song is really coming through strong with that. Like, if the bones are good, the paint can peel, the glass can shatter. It's like that with the cups, the 5 of cups, you know, coming through. It doesn't matter if those cups fall down. Those are the things that were not strong enough. They can fall away. The foundational cups are meant to stay there. And so with the 9 of Wands here, this blessing here is like not giving up on the things that really matter and are important to you in your life. And this person's going to be bringing that about with you and helping to push you along your way and give you that encouragement and support that you need, and connecting with you on that, because they are that duality with you, you know, like they are that push that you need when you are the pull, you know what I'm saying? So they are that opposite of you, and in the best way possible, you know. We don't need 2 Debbie Downers. We need somebody who, when you're down and out, they can sit with you and be that support system. You know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing, like, I know this is a crazy example, but like when you're throwing up, they're going to hold your hair back. You know, it's like that example. They're going to be there for you. They're your ride or die. And it's like this really incredible energy of like always having your back and being your support system, and you them. So I feel like that's really what it is, having your back and being there for you. When you need a rest, they got you. When they need a rest, you got them. And I feel like that's the blessing here, is like avoiding moments that the house cannot collapse, because you guys are building such a strong foundation together. And that's the incredible blessings that are coming your way. So let us now pull your beautiful charms, because this reading is getting really late. So closing my eyes. As soon as I put that down, closing my eyes. Let's get you guys. All right. Let's see what we got here. We have, I always forget what anime this is, so somebody in the comments, please let me know. Is this, what is this? I can never remember. I didn't watch this anime. I know it's an anime that has to do with friends, so I feel like I said, this gives me that 3 of Cups vibes, friends vibes. You guys are like best friends. You guys celebrate a lot of things together. This is Brooklyn, so New York vibes. I always think of I always think of, what is it called? Not Spider-Man, but although because I said Spider-Man, maybe that's relevant. But I always think of Captain America when that thing pops out, because he's from Brooklyn. So Captain America might be important, or New York in general. We also have the Phoenix here. So rebirth, that rebirth energy, you guys transforming together. We have this flower, so I feel like beauty and grace is something that is very important. I also think that this is Freya, goddess Freya, coming through for you guys, in which she's telling you guys to really embrace the love and the beauty and the rebirth that's coming through in your energy. Like I said, that sensuality coming through. We also have Saturn here, so one of you or both might be going through a Saturn return with the letter I. And the letter, I think this is an S. Oh no, it's a number 2. So it could be a life path 2, or February could be an important month, or just the number 2. It's also a number of balance, duality, which is the, like that energy of your connection, you know, duality. We have this heartbreak. So I think that you guys have been brokenhearted before, and like this is like your renewed unfinished business era, where you get to finish things up, you know. We have the B here, which indicates you guys both work extremely hard not extreme, but like you guys work hard when you need to. You know what I mean? You guys get shit done, and especially together. We have this unicorn here. Lots of magic in the air, especially between the two of you. And then the dice was on number 1. So life path 1 might be a thing, or 12, number 12, or 21. So that is what I have for you in the charms era. I'm going to go ahead and lift that up for you guys to take a screenshot. Or should I put that? I'll leave that there. And then we're going to go ahead and mix this up. And I'm going to pull these teacup messages from the wonderful Hermit Tarot. So let's see what we have. We have Cancer. So this person might be a Cancer sign. We have 2nd house, value, material, senses, self-esteem. Or see, we had the number 2 come out, so definitely could be. We have 10th house with tradition, career, authority. We also have 8th house, birth, death, transformation. Lots of transformation coming through. Virgo. So this person could be a Virgo, have Virgo placements. Scorpio, more of that like death and transformation. We have 12th house, endings, secrets, imagination. 3rd house, communication, community, siblings. Longing. So this person is really longing to be with you. Love, and again, so much love between the two of you. They genuinely, truly, unconditionally love you. With letter H. Capricorn. The letter W. The letter L. Oh, I'm sorry, T. The letter J. G. And fire. So they could have fire sign placements like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So last but not least, we're going to close out with advice and guidance, you guys. I know this is a long one, but I promise we're almost there. But finishing off with advice and guidance for pile 2, please. Advice and guidance for pile 2. Don't forget to check out the other readers' readings, please. They are linked down below. You have Heather still, and Aphrodite, and Ocean. The other readers. So we have make some time for friends. Again, this 3 makes me think of 3 of Cups. That celebration and a time to hang out with friends. Maybe you're going to meet them when you're out with your friends. It's okay to go after what you want. It might just want you to. So being bold and going after the things that you want, you guys. And lastly, listen to the messages of your dreams. So you might get messages and downloads in your dreams, especially with this card here. I feel like back of your deck, listen to the still small voice within. Trust the voice within. That might be a song significant for you too, by Christina Aguilera, The Voice Within. Because I just heard her singing that in my head. But yes, thank you guys. That's where I'm going to leave your reading pile 2. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun doing this reading. I know it was on the longer side. I wanted to do kind of like more in depth and take you a little bit further than I normally do. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go ahead and smash the like button if you did, and comment down below. So I know you're from pile 2. I don't know, comment a spider or a butterfly emoji so I know you're from pile 2, and let me know how you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'll also be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here and being part of the fam. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Bye! What's up, pile 3? If you chose this Goldstone heart or the Pastel Journey Tarot, welcome to your reading. I love this. I love all my crystals, honestly. I don't pick them unless I really love them. So starting off, I just want to start off by saying I added this bad boy in. This is the Hermit Tarot's tissue box messages, but I put them in a teacup, so I call them teacup messages. I added them in pile 1 because I felt really called to use them. So we kind of made the reading a little bit longer than we had anticipated, so I apologize in advance. This is a little bit long, but nonetheless, it's still an amazing reading for you guys, and it's long because it's in-depth-ish. You know, I wanted to bring you guys a reading that was actually a great one, and yeah, I have a lot of fun doing this. So let's get started in your energy check portion. Okay, so here we go. We have person A, connection, person B, and this is for later. So this is, you can pick who's who, okay? If you find that it's mirroring, that's totally normal. That happens. It happens. And if not, if you don't feel like it's you, go ahead and pick a different pile. And if you can't find a pile, I mean, maybe you don't have messages here. I only have 3 piles to choose from, so that could totally happen. And I only have energy to do 3 piles, so I do apologize in advance, but that's just the nature of the game. And yeah, maybe next time, but have no fear. There are 3 other amazing readers bringing you love readings and messages from different goddesses, so I do highly recommend you check them out, because I do believe we are all channeling different types of love readings and different types of love energies. So definitely check them out. They are all linked down below, and let's get started. Okay, starting off with person A, we have the deer. This is earth energy. I love deer energy. So earth is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, this is so cool. Deer is literally like mother energy, and then you have number 1, the mother. So I love this. And then companion, light attributes, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, which I actually think that's very motherly. Shadow is betrayal by misusing confidences, a loss of personal identity. Whoa. And the lovers, number 6, choice, temptation, attraction, the struggle between sacred and profane love, harmony of the inner and outer aspects of life. Person B, we have air energy with Firefly, so Aquarius, Libra, Capricorn. Number, oh my gosh, XL is 40. Okay, 41, the village. I think it's 40. Yes, the village. Alchemist, light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow, misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. And number 4, the Emperor, leadership, mental activity, domination, war, making power, authority, paternity, the fruits of toil, the results of action, controlled and directed sexual drive. Wow. The energy of your connection. We have sixth chakra. The energy of the third eye chakra supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities. And we have freedom. Wow, I love this. Okay, this is powerful. Okay, pile 3. Don't tell the other piles, but I feel like I'm excited about your energy the most. I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like, for one, this is probably the pile I would pick for myself. if I were picking a pile. But for another is because I feel like there's just so much like, I don't want to say mirroring, but kind of mirroring at the same time. Like, not that these people are the same in that sense of mirroring, but in the same, like, if you look at this freedom card, it's like, if you folded it in half, it would probably look the same. You know what I'm saying? And then if you look at IV and VI, it's like flip-flopped. You know what I mean? Like, that reciprocated. So I feel like the balance between the two people in this relationship is really good. Like, you guys might feel like opposites but the same at the same time. Does that make sense? Like, in some ways you're opposite, and in other ways you guys are so similar. And like, it's almost this energy of like, where have you been my whole life? Like, why didn't I meet you sooner? It feels very soulmatey and very connective and very cohesive, in the sense that you guys might be psychically connected, and you guys might already feel each other's energy on some level or another if you don't know this person just yet, or if you do know this person, it's like you know what the other person's thinking, and it's like, you know them, you just know, you know. There's so much magic here and so much love and connectivity. And so I hope that makes sense. You know, the other groups, I did not go straight for the connection energy, but here I just feel so called and pulled there because, you know, there's so much connection and love that I feel coming from this pile. Like, it's like freedom, in the sense that there's so much freedom between the two of you to just be yourselves. You don't have to feel like you need to be somebody else in this connection. You don't have to feel like you have to ask permission to do things, or be somebody else, or, you know, hide your habits or hobbies, or fit it in a certain time in order to please the other person, or you're going to irritate the other person if you spend too much time or money doing something that you enjoy, because the other person actually likes that too and wants you to be happy and do those things. And there's just so much love and harmony, and just I love this so much. Companionship, and just I love it. Almost like you guys are like best friends at the same time, like passionate best friends. You know what I mean? You do so many things so well together. And not to say that you guys have a codependency thing, because I don't feel like that at all. I feel like there's enough sense of independence and freedom individually, but also you guys just love being together. You love doing things together, and you really miss each other when you're gone from one another, or you're doing things away from one another. You truly and genuinely enjoy doing things together and each other's company. And so there is that, but there is also this healthy aspect of like, if one of you wants to go hang out with your friends by yourselves, that's fine. But then there are times where you're like, oh, why don't you come with me, because you get along so well with my friends, you know, my friends love you. That's kind of the energy I get from this relationship. So yeah, I do feel like that here. But moving in, because I already covered here, I feel like there's just so much love and connection here. The dear person is very feminine and loving and motherly. This person could definitely already be a parent, but doesn't necessarily have to be, right? But definitely has this sense of divine feminine, divine motherly energy, very maternal, very nurturing, very caring. If they're not already a parent, it doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter about like what they identify as, whether they're female, male, it doesn't matter. But this person is very nurturing, very caring and loving, and they take care of people, and very like caretaking energy. You know, they might have siblings that they had to take care of like their whole life. Big sister, big brother energy, that sort of thing, and had to be the one to step up and set an example, that kind of thing, and just be there for people. Very reliable and steadfast, you know. I also do feel too, though, that there's this calming energy where people can really turn to them for advice and want to go to them for things and lean on them for support, and they're there, you know, they're there. And I also do too feel like this person has a very soft heart, very soft spoken, and they're also in this energy of stepping into like learning not necessarily learning, but like stepping into their power, in the sense that they're not letting people walk all over them if they ever did in the past. Because like with deer energy, I also feel like skittish sometimes. You know, like how deers kind of get like scared pretty easily in the wild. So but with the mother energy, I do feel like very much protective and like holding their ground and not gonna let any bullshit get past them, you know, that kind of energy. So I do feel like this person is in that energy, like very much like, you know, I used to let people overstep and do things, but I'm not taking anything anymore if I can help it, you know what I mean? Companion, loyalty, tenacity, unselfishness, always so giving, always so loyal and loving. But during some time or another, they may have felt like lost in the sauce in terms of like who they were and losing their identity and having to find themselves. This could have been when they became a parent, if they are a parent, and, you know, losing themselves in parenthood, finding their identity. Is this all I am? Who am I? Who was I before this? But I'm not that same person anymore now that I'm a parent. But all I feel is like that's all I am, but I know I'm not, you know. It's kind of that energy, and they've had to navigate this and overcome it and realize that they are still this precious gem inside, this beautiful pearl, and it's about unleashing that to the world. With the lovers showing up, I feel like they're very loyal and loving and have this air of unconditional love within them to give to other people, and they just yearn to have that given back. This person may have been really hurt by somebody. Please only take it if it resonates, as always. But I do feel like there is this air of like really protecting their heart, protecting what means the most to them, and often sacrificing things that mean things that they hold in high regard, like their personal happiness or their dreams, and putting other people first. And now it's about like making a choice to go forward and find themselves and do things for themselves in order to, you know, further make the people in their lives even more happy, if that makes sense. Realizing that in order for them to be the best self, the best them for other people, they need to be happy with themselves first, you know? But moving into this firefly. The firefly is definitely somebody who I also feel like they understand how important family is as well, just like the deer does, right? But in a different sense, that they maybe have a more masculine tendency because the emperor is here, obviously. But I just feel like even alchemist energy feels more masculine, because alchemist makes me think of the magician card in tarot, which is divine masculine energy. Now, it doesn't matter what you identify as, because masculine is just energy. We all have both within us. But this person does feel like they're tapping into that authoritative energy in which they're stepping into their power. They know what they want and they're going after it and taking control of their life and choosing to step out of the box and growing, choosing growth, choosing expansion, and not being apologetic about it, you know? Of course they love their family, and they exude this radiance and this light and this power, and I feel like people are so attracted to them, and they have this charm and this light and this enthusiasm and inspired action about them. And they work really, really hard, but I do think that sometimes they can burn out really quickly if they're not too careful. With the village card, though, I do feel like they were really close to their family growing up, and maybe it was just not necessarily, I don't feel like they came necessarily from like a super rich family or had it out really good. I do feel like they had to work really hard to get to where they are, or they are working really hard to get to where they want to go, in that same sense, you know. This person, if they haven't achieved success yet, they are going to be achieving it very soon, and they are held in high regard in whatever it is that they do, you know. I feel like this person also recognizes that family is important, and they take care of their family. They really love on their family, because they had to, I think, fully I just hear they had to flee the nest to grow. They understood that they had to, in order to achieve their dreams, they had to leave the place that they felt most safe and secure in. Because that's kind of what this card talks about, is like, even though we feel so safe and secure in the place that we call home, we have to leave it in order to grow and expand. So they might be feeling really restricted in where they are in terms of like environment or family or community of some kind. But I honestly feel like this person, being that they already are tapped into the alchemist and the emperor here, they have already done that. They've already left the nest, and they choose to go back every once in a while to either take care of somebody that has been there for them, like a parent figure or other family members, things like that. And they constantly go back and take care of that, like to replenish and things like that. But yeah, this person definitely turns their goals and becomes that much more stronger and more powerful, and their mindset and their capabilities, like, they meld it into them. And this person has so much willpower and angst, and just so admirable when it comes to how they want to achieve things and go after the things that they want in their life, their mental capacity, the way that they can get their mind right in order to achieve things. It's like mind over matter, that sort of energy, and really going after those things and shifting their perspectives on things. They're very open-minded despite this kind of energy. And sometimes when you are in this divine masculine energy, you think you know everything and you only see one way, but this person is very open to seeing many ways, which is why I think they are able to cultivate and explore so many different things. And I think, like, they're so open and to exploring and flying out over the village as the firefly energy, with the firefly energy. Excuse me, I don't know how to talk today, so I hope this is not coming out all jumbled. But basically what I'm getting at is the firefly person here is very much somebody who is in a growth stage and in an expansive phase of stepping into their power. Not to say that they're not already powerful and successful, but I think they're constantly hitting a level, hitting a goal, and leveling up, hitting a goal and leveling up. If something knocks them down, they're not going to sit there for very long. They're going to get back up, dust their shoulders off, and try again. I'm hearing the Aaliyah song. So this person is super admirable, and I can totally see why the deer is so attracted to this person. They're so inspiring and magnetic and just a magical light and beam, and I think that they inspire one another. This person is very nurturing to this person as well, and I think this person inspires this person to, you know, go after the things and be more vocal, be more authoritative in their life, and step up to the things that they want, which is why I think they balance each other out in the same way. You know, like, I do feel like they also get along so well in that same sense. So moving in, let's move in to the blessings. What is the blessings that are going to be brought in with this relationship, and why is it so significant? So let's take a look, shall we? Because I'm super excited with the energy of this connection being what it is. It's exciting. I mean, you guys literally have freedom in the sixth chakra. This is like so much love and connectivity. I think that you guys are really going to be just doing all kinds of things together and creating freedom, not just together, but like in your lives, like where you guys can just do whatever, like go wherever you want, whenever you want, that sort of an energy, you know. But let's take a look, okay? So excuse me because I don't really pronounce the runes totally correct. I do my best. Don't come for me. We have Fehu, possessions won or earned income, luck, abundance, financial strength in the present or near future. You guys, that's amazing. That's what you guys are getting together. That's crazy. This relationship is bringing you. 21, Baraka, power, strength, force, expansion. What was I telling you? Expansion and growth. Like, you guys are doing that together. And then we have, oh, we have love. I just heard me call it love, 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 love. Oh my god, that's terrible. I don't know what song that is. She is all I need. What song is that? Okay, we're going to draw these cards in addition to see what are the blessings this relationship is bringing you. What is the significance of this relationship? For pile 3, what is the significance of this relationship? What is this relationship bringing pile 3? What are the blessings this relationship? What if dream come true? I'm hearing that 𝒄𝒊𝒏 song. And fate. Wow. Guys. I just heard Dancing Where the Stars Go Blue by, oh my gosh, I have no idea what that song is. But yeah. The back of your deck we have separation, which I'm really confused. Actually, no, I'm not. I feel like you're separating from somebody in your life in order to get to this situation. Because in order for you to get to this particular relationship, you had to walk away from something else. You know? Does that make sense? So for some of you, this could be somebody that you've separated from previously. And for others of you, you are leaving something behind in order to welcome this into your life. Because I feel like this person, yeah, you're going to start this off as probably a friendship and then move into this connection. Does that make sense? Because like I said, this feels like you guys are best friends. Like best friends, friendship set on fire. But with that separation card, it does feel like you have to walk away from somebody first before this happens. But take this only if it resonates. If you're already single, perhaps you've already walked away from somebody, you know? So take that only if it resonates. Take everything only if it resonates. You know what I mean? What is the significance of this relationship? The Magician. Queen of Wands. The Hanged Man. What is the significance of this relationship for pile 3? 7 of Cups. What is the significance of this relationship, please? Ten of Cups. Wow. On the back of your deck, 10 of Swords. Okay. Guys. So as usual, you guys, take everything only if it resonates. Leave the rest for someone else, because this is a general reading. But with the separation card, what I'm hearing is like for some of you, you had to separate from somebody who really betrayed you before. And for some of you, you might have been with this person for a long time because you were keeping things together for the sake of keeping your world together. Like, I typically don't read that card that way, but it feels like for some of you, like if you have kids, you could have been staying with that person for the sake of your children or your child, that kind of energy. But it does feel like that is what it was. You know, it took a lot of strength for you to maintain some semblance of happiness and pretend like everything was fine. But ultimately, like that's what you were doing. Like you were having to kind of put this facade on and pretend like everything was okay. And it was like this illusion that you were happy in which you had to finally let go of, you know, walk away, separate. And with this relationship now, because we're not talking about the separation, we're talking about what is the significance of this relationship, the next significant one, right? This person is somebody that you've been manifesting into your life. You know, this soulmate is your dream come true. It's fate that has aligned into your life. And this is somebody who that you have ultimately surrendered to the divine with. Like, you've allowed yourself to do all the healing work, to align to your purpose and your passion. And I feel like you did all the work, all the shadow work, all the healing, and you allowed yourself to just focus on you and the things that you want, and understand that you are worthy of these things. And because of that, you were no longer feeling like you were pretending you were worthy of it. You know, you started to really believe it, act as if, and it shall be. You know, I feel like you understood that when you showed up for the life that you really wanted and desired, these things started filling in the gaps. Like, the gaps started coming closer and it came to be, you know, and you really manifested the shit out of this. And so these things started falling into place, and you're really starting to find your happiness. Your 10 of Cups started to become fulfilled, and this was a true and unconditional love that came into your life because of that. You know, this was a dream come true. I never had a dream come true till the day that I found you, and this person is that dream come true. This person is your happiness. 19 is fate. 19 is also the number that is the sun in tarot. This person is your happiness, bringing you your happiness. Not to say that you weren't happy before that, because I feel like this is also indicating to me that you were finding happiness before you met this person. You were focused on being happy all by yourself. And because of that, that person came into your life. You were attracting this already, this relationship already, you know? And so because you were no longer under that illusion that you had to fake things, that you know, were staying with somebody else for the sake of keeping your world together, and it wasn't in alignment with what you really wanted and your true path and your true purpose, or whatever you want to call it, you really manifested a life that you truly wanted and that was really worthy of you. You know what I'm saying? That really felt like was authentic to you and your desires, and you made that move, you took that action, and you made that change, and this is what you attained because of it. And the significance of that is that you are now surrendering and receiving these things, and now this is bringing you, you're stepping into your power, you leveling up and stepping into this queen and divine energy where you know you hold the power to attain the things that you want and set the boundaries and go after this 10 of Cups, this fulfillment of your life. Not just wish fulfillment, but complete fulfillment of all the things that you want in your life, and no longer feeling like you have to sit there and take the things that you do not deserve in your life. You can complete that ending and move on to something brand new and worthy of you. Not you are worthy of it, but it is worthy of you. You know what I mean? There's a difference there. And so I really want you to be mindful of that when I say it like that, because this is about you stepping into your power, noticing how strong you are. What a force of reckoning, is that the right way to say it? Like, what a force to be reckoned with you are. Does that make sense? You know? But definitely that is the significance of your next relationship. And let's see, what are the blessings coming in? What are the blessings this relationship is bringing? Pile 3. I mean, other than love and this abundance and power, dream come true, we have the 2 of Pentacles. Can you still see that? Okay. What are the blessings this relationship is bringing? Pile 3. Whoa. Princess of Pentacles. What are the blessings this relationship is bringing? Pile 3. Four of Cups. And Four of Pentacles. In the back of your deck is the Star. Okay. So literally you are being brought your manifestations. With this Four of Cups, I feel like this is manifestation energy. Sometimes people read this as like apathetic energy and boredom, but this is literally your manifestation. Like you have been manifesting something and it's being brought towards you. And this is finally like, here you go, here's your manifestation, and here it is. That's the one that you've been wanting, you know? And it's being brought towards you right here, because this is what you've been waiting on. And 4, you have it twice here, is a number of foundation, stability, manifestations, and home. And I feel like you're really building a home with this person, and a structure and a foundation that is meant to last, a foundation of love, you know, and no longer feeling like there's any lack anymore because there's so much abundance coming your way. It's no longer feeling like you have to be stingy with anything. You don't have to worry about like, well, do I have enough for this? Do I have enough for that? I feel like there's no longer that energy anymore. You don't have to worry about it. There's no question about like, should I buy this one or that one? Like, is this $2 cheaper? Can I have $1 off? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no question about penny pinching anymore. That's out the door. You don't even think about that stuff anymore. I feel like this relationship could also be bringing you a lot more time balance and a lot more like ease when it comes to priorities, because you have more time back and more freedom back. You know, that freedom card came out in the energy of your connection, and I feel like with the Two of Pentacles coming out here and the Four of Pentacles, I feel like this is just about you having your time back and your freedom back. You have the energy back to do whatever it is that you want whenever it is that you want, you know, because you have so much abundance and this freedom within your life because of certain things that you are unlocking in your career or in your personal life, that you're able to do things with a lot more ease and a lot more time, if that makes sense. You're juggling things with more ease. You also have this Princess of Pentacles here, which I feel like is more so a child coming forward, but not necessarily. So take that only if it resonates, if that's something that you had hoped for in the future. For some of you, I do feel like this is that heavy energy of that coming through. But at the very least, this is definitely something new starting up. Like you have this idea, and I think you guys are sprouting something new together and creating something like a project of some kind that is going to be very fulfilling and very abundant and very like bring you back a lot of return on your investment, if that makes sense. But you guys are stepping into this star energy, and just so much inspiration and passion is bringing you all of this star quality, and you might gain a lot of like spotlight. You might gain a lot of attention or a lot of abundance coming your way because the Star card is here. And I just feel like there's so much star energy in your reading. Lots of attention, lots of, I don't want to say attention like attention in a bad way, but like attention in a good way, like in which you're gaining a lot more following or audience on something that you are either selling or producing or putting out there into the world, something like that. And like with the Ace of Wands behind that, because I just really had to look at it, there's so much passion being driven into your relationship. Even with this Baccarat card, it's a fiery card, and there's so much passion within your relationship, love, passion, fire, and it's just constant within your relationship. Like the fire never goes out, you know. There's always like something happening between the two of you, and you guys just know each other's love languages, so it's like you get each other. That's such a weird way to say it. You get each other, you know what I'm saying? So I love that for you guys. Let's dive into your, and then we'll pull the teacups. Let me put these down because hopefully I got them all. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes now and pick. Okay. I feel like that's a pretty good amount. What do you think? Okay. So we have, let's move these over here. We have number 8. So movement, accomplishment, attainment, or they could be a life path 8, or August could be a significant month. We have the letter R, the letter T, the letter Y. We have, is there any more letters? Oh, we have this boy and girl dancing, so you guys might like to dance with one another. That's so cute. Oh. We have Amor with this little lacy heart. I think the romance between the two of you is spot on, like always, you know? What else? The seahorse. Oh my gosh. You guys are mating for life, and your partner, like, I feel like your partner just always has, like, your thoughts and feelings in mind. They're very compassionate towards you and just for life. You know what I mean? We have this little bird, which makes me feel like they're always writing you little love notes. We have this little tree here. So you guys have strong roots together in your relationship and building a family together, whatever that looks like for you. And what else? You have this cute little dinosaur. So I wouldn't be surprised if you did have a child, if you had a boy. But this is not me predicting any gender or anything like that, but that's just the first thing that came into my mind. Or if you already have a child, if you have a boy. However, this also makes me feel like you guys enjoy doing fun things together. We have this swan. So there's a lot of beauty and grace that he or she sees within you, or they in, or you and them. And then this rock, which I think is a form of Jasper. Lots of stability and reliability between the two of you, and I think that you guys just balance each other out and are really there for one another for life. You know what I'm saying? For life. Moving into your teacup messages from the beautiful Hermit Tarot. This is her tissue box messages, but I put them in a teacup in Harry Potter fashion. So I mix them up and I will pull them out. These have signs, some keywords, and initials. We're going to pull some out for you guys and see what they are. Oh. So we have 9th house, expansion, foreign, risk. So they could live in another area from you, like another land, another, like overseas, that sort of thing. We have the letter Q. Happiness, which I think is what you guys bring one another. We have the air, so they could be air sign, which is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. The letter P. I feel like I did not get enough teacup messages for you guys. We have Cancer. And the letter B. And I'm going to close my eyes and grab just a few more because that was not enough. Okay, that's better. The letter E. Inspired, which I told you, inspiring between the two of you. Heart chakra. ·11th house, originality, surprises, futuristic. And water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And those are the teacup messages I have for you guys. And then we're going to close out now with advice and guidance because, y'all, this is a long one. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. This is a long reading, but I hope that it's been like insightful for you and you guys have been enjoying the messages coming through. And yeah. Okay, let's get one last look at advice and guidance for pile 3, please. Don't forget to check out the other readers. Love readings from different goddesses. Those are linked down below in the description box. Advice and guidance for pile 3 we have. It's okay to do that thing you've been wanting to do. So yeah, go after that thing. If you need that validation or pat on the shoulder to go ahead and do it, this is your sign to go do it. You have the ability to prosper. Exactly. And the peacock feathers there, it's like step into your confidence and know that you have this. You got it. One more, please. Advice and guidance for pile 3. Advice and guidance for pile 3. We have you are in co-creation with the universe. Yes. And I'm going to take this as well. Believe in yourself, pile 3. The back of your deck says, make the choice that empowers you. I love this. And because there's so much butterfly energy, if you feel called to watch my butterfly reading that I just posted not that long ago, please go ahead and do so. I will drop that also in the description box for you guys. So, just because you have so much butterfly energy in your reading. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below a deer or what was your other person? Firefly. There is no firefly, but deer or butterfly, I guess. Or nope, just comment a deer emoji, I guess, down below and let me know you're from pile 3. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I will also be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're seeing this. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.